In this tutorial video, I'm going to show you how to create an eye-catching website step by step. So we'll be building a website for a lawn care business. It'll have several pages apart from the home page, and I'll help you to set them all up. So to build out this website, we'll be using WordPress, a free content management system that makes it easy to create websites without having to write a single line of code. We'll also be using ChatGPT to help us with everything from content creation to images and even our logo design. After this video, you'll be able to take these skills and build a website for any business or yourself. Here are two additional websites. Here's one for pest control, and here's one for a cleaning service. I hope you're excited to get started, because I am. With that said, here's the 5 steps that we'll be covering. And we're going to get started with step number 1. Alright, so before we start building your website with ChatGPT, there are a few things that we need to get first. The first thing is a domain name. Now, a domain name is basically the name of your website. For example, the name of this site is craftmewp.com. But if you've ever visited the web and you've gone to a website, you basically type in the domain of that website in order to start viewing it. The second thing that we need is a web hosting account. And basically, a web hosting account is where all the information for your website is stored. So whenever someone visits your website, all that information is then displayed. So that's where all the text is stored, all the images are stored, and basically all the content. Now, to get web hosting and domain, I actually have a link on the website here, which will give you an amazing deal. You can also get there by going to craftmewp.com/best host. Now, once you navigate to the link, you'll come up on SiteGround. I've used this company to host multiple of my own websites, and also they're the host that I recommend to a bunch of my clients. I love them because the customer support is great, the service and uptime is amazing, and also the websites I host with SiteGround tend to be a lot faster. So they're overall a great company, and you can read up more about them by going to the About Us section. But once you're here, you're going to see the Start Now button. And of course, by using the link, you also get access to the best rate possible. So at the moment, that's $2.99 per month. And so I definitely recommend that you take advantage of that discount. And of course, by using the link, you also support this channel, which is great as well. So once you're here, you're going to go to the top where it says hosting, and you're going to click on web hosting. Now here you'll see that there are a number of different plans. For example, the startup plan, the grow big plan, and the go geek plan. Now each of these plans have different features. For example, the startup plan only allows you to host one website, while the grow big and the go geek plans allow you to host multiple websites. There's also a number of different features for each, but I definitely recommend that you start with the startup plan, because you can always upgrade later on if you have a need to. So you're just going to come here and you're going to click on Get Plan. As you scroll down on the page, you'll see there are just a few details to fill in before you can get your account set up. First, we have the account information. So you will use this information to log into SiteGround once your account is created. So you're going to enter your email and the password that you'd like to use for your account. Next, you're just going to fill in some client information here. And then as you scroll down, you'll see the option for payment details. So you'll enter the card details that you'd like to use for SiteGround here. And then you're going to continue scrolling. And here, you're going to then confirm the package that you like to purchase. So in this case, I recommend the startup plan, and I recommend the 12 months deal. So of course, the 12 months package is the best deal. I absolutely don't recommend the 1 month plan, just because you end up paying more in the long run. So I'm going to select the 12 months plan. Next, you're going to go down to the extra services. Now, because we are registering a new domain, we're going to leave this checked. Next, you'll see domain privacy. Now, this is an optional service that hides your contact details when you register a website. So So it helps to protect from spam. But I have domains with privacy and without privacy, and I haven't noticed much of a difference. Next, you'll see the site scanner. So this basically helps to protect your site from being hacked. Of course, this is an add-on service and not one that I typically think persons need when they're just starting out. So we're going to leave this unchecked for now, and we're just going to go down to the bottom. Finally, you're just going to see the order total, and you're going to confirm here and click pay now. Once you sign up, you'll see the screen, which means your account was successfully created. Next, you're going to go to siteground.com and click on login. So here you're going to enter the username and password that you used when signing up for SiteGround. Now, once you log in, you'll see this welcome screen. So you're ready to start setting things up. So you're going to first click on Setup Site. Then you'll come across this Add New Website section. So you're going to scroll down and click on Continue. You'll then see this option to start a new website or migrate a website. You'll want to skip all that and just click on Create Empty Site. You may then see this offer again to add a site scanner to your website, but we won't need that right now, so we're just going to click on Finish. Now your website is being set up on the server, and next we're going to go ahead and install WordPress. So to install WordPress, you'll want to click on Site Tools, and that will immediately bring you to the Install and Manage WordPress option. So you're going to select that. Next, we're going to select WordPress. You then want to make sure that the domain you registered is selected, and then you'll start putting in the username, password, and email address you'd like to use for your WordPress website. You can ignore this option for their WordPress Starter add-on since we won't need it. Now you're just going to click on Install. Finally, you'll see this message, which means your WordPress was successfully installed, and now we're ready to start building out your website with WordPress and ChatGPT. So now you'll want to access the admin section of your website, and you'll do that by clicking on Admin Panel. This is where you'll be able to access the back office of the website. Just in case you're not able to get here by clicking on the link from SiteGround, you can also get here by going to your website /wp-admin. So in this case, my website is letscreateasite.com, and I've just attached /wp-admin. And here you'll see the interface to enter your username and password. Alright, so let's jump back over, and this is the back office or the admin section of WordPress. So here you can control the posts on your website in case you're running a blog. You can also control the pages of your website and also the overall look and feel of your website as well. So let me just quickly show you what the website looks like. And here we can see the default theme of WordPress. So this is the 2024 WordPress theme. And of course, you already have a website as it is, but we're going to be changing things around a bit. So we're going to be replacing this design with something fresh and more modern. So I'm going to go back over to the dashboard, and the first thing I want to do is clean things up a bit. So I'm going to go to the plugins and install the plugin section. And here you'll see a default plugin that was set up by SiteGround. I'm just going to disable and delete this. So we check the checkbox here, and then we're going to click on deactivate. Next, we're going to check it again, and this time we're going to click on delete. Alright, next we're going to go to the post section, and we're going to click on all posts. And here you'll see one or two default posts. You'll just want to delete them as well. So I'm just going to click on the checkbox here. Then I'm going to click on move to trash. Next, we're going to go to pages and all pages. And again, we're going to delete the default pages that are there. So I'm going to check the checkbox, and I'm going to click on move to trash. Finally, we just want to go to the settings of the website, and we're going to go to permalinks, and we'll just want to change this from plain to post name. If on your screen any of these other options are enabled, you'll just want to make sure that you select post name and then click on Save Changes. This will help to clean up the website structure a bit so that you have cleaner and more professional web addresses. So now it's time for the fun part. We're going to install a new template and basically start building out the website with ChatGPT. So to begin, we're going to go to plugins and add new plugin. And we're going to do a search for starter templates. So here you'll see a bunch of different options come up, but this is the one that we want to use. And this particular plugin has 1 million active installations. So we're going to go ahead and click on install now and then activate. Alright, so for this website, we'll be using Elementor, which is a free drag and drop builder, which makes the process of creating websites super easy and also fun. So we're going to click on Elementor. And here you'll see a bunch of different designs. So you can pretty much create any website that you can imagine by using one of these starter templates. It gives the perfect start for any website you can think about. So I'm going to go to the top, and the one that I'm going to search for, let's see if we can pull that up. So we're actually going to go ahead and install this template here. Now you'll notice that it says security services, but we're actually going to be building a totally different website. So we're going to be selecting this as our base theme, but we'll be customizing everything out. Everything from the pictures to the text to the little animated numbers here. We'll basically be changing everything up, and that's how we'll be using AI to kind of help us customize this site and completely make it our own. So we're going to go ahead and click on this template here. So you'll see a few options here, for example, the ability to upload a logo, but we're just going to scroll down and click on skip and continue. You'll also see the option to change the colors. So for example, if the color scheme I was working with was purple, I could easily change this color around and it would reflect right across the website. There's a bunch of different color schemes that we can also use, but for now, I'm just going to stick with the default colors. And here you can see that we also have the option to change the font, but I'm also going to stick with the default font for now. So I'm just going to click on continue. And then here you'll see the option to fill in a few details about yourself and then build the website. So I'm just going to enter some details here. Finally, I'm going to leave all of these checked except the last one here, and I'm going to click on submit and build my website. Great, now we have a congratulations message which says that our website was successfully built. And so now if I click on view your website, you'll see that we have a completely different look than what we had before. So everything is pretty much laid out. So we have a heading here and we have a short description. We also have a phone number here, which we're going to change. And there is some really cool animated numbers, which we'll look at changing around as well. And as you scroll down on the site, you'll see that there are different sections, and it would be really cool for us to go ahead and change these sections up. So to begin editing this particular page, you'll notice that there is a edit with Elementor link up top, which you can click to open up the editor, which will allow us to edit this page. If you're not seeing this link, you can easily find it by going back to the dashboard. So let's pop over here and you can go to pages and all pages. And this is where you see all the pages that were installed when we set up the theme. And if you go to the home, you'll see the option to edit with Elementor. So either option actually works. For now, I'm just going to go back and I'm going to click edit with Elementor directly from the home page. This bar is also only shown once you're logged into the website. All right, so you may see this message pop up here. I'm just going to click it off for now. And then I'm going to show you quickly how easy it is to use Elementor. So first, on the left hand side, you'll notice that there are a number of different widgets which you can use to customize your website. So for example, if you wanted to use a heading, you just select the heading and you can easily drag it across to where you want it on the site and release. So now we can see that there is a section here which will allow us to edit the text. So we could easily put in anything we want. So for example, let's say we wanted this heading to be something like best security firm. We could easily put in that text. And then there's also the option to change around things like colors. So for example, if we click on style, we see that there is a text color option and we can manipulate this any way we want. So we can change it to white, or we could use a lighter color. You pretty much have full control. You can also change the font by clicking on the icon here, and here you can see that we can change the size, and we can also change the weight. We can also change the transformation of the font, so we can make everything uppercase, or we can also make everything lowercase. So we're going to go through a number of these options here, but I just wanted to show you how easy it is to change things around. We can even drag across images. So for example, let's say I wanted an image here. I could drag across that image in the section here, and then I'd be able to swap this out with any image of my choosing. So let's go ahead and delete these two elements. And then I also wanted to show you that it's super easy to change any of the content that's on the page you're editing. So for example, let's say I wanted to change this word security to the word firm. I would just click on the pencil icon here, and I can edit it directly from the page. Or I can also edit it from the left-hand section as well. So that same editing option is available for any item that you currently see on the page. So for example, this says -3. I'm going to go ahead and change this to 8. So we'll be doing a lot of changing of the content on the pages as we continue this tutorial. One last thing I want to note as well, once you've finished making any change to any page on the website, you'll just want to click on update to make those changes live on the website. Alright, so now I'm going to transition over to ChatGPT and DALL-E and start creating the content and the images for the website. Now for this website, I'll be working on a lawn care business, but if you have another business, or if you're building a website for a client and they have another business, then you'll pretty much follow the same principle. So I've come up with this prompt, which I'm going to put into ChatGPT to get started. So in this case, I say, I want to create a lawn care business. Help me come up with a name and a prompt for a modern logo. So let's go ahead and see what we get generated here. Alright, so here we have a few names that we can work with, and I think I actually like lawn crafters, so I think we may work with that for our website. And so next I'm going to say go ahead and create the logo for number 3. Alright, so this is now the prompt that I'm going to put into ChatGPT to go ahead and start creating the logo, ensuring that it's modern and also has a transparent background. So let's go ahead and put that in, and let's see what image is actually created. Alright, and so here is one version of the logo, and I actually like this and I think I'm going to use it. This looks pretty professional. I'm going to hit download here, and we have our logo downloaded. So next I'm going to start looking back at the website and looking at the areas I want to generate some content or images for. So I'm going to want to change out this heading here. I'm also going to want to change out the description, and then I'm going to also want to change out the background as well. Alright, so here's the second prompt. I'm saying I want my lawn care website to have a catchy header title, which will be placed on the homepage of the website. Help me with a heading and a short description. And I'm basically going to be using that to replace the information that's here. So let's go ahead and enter this here. And in this case, the short description is a little bit too long, so I'm going to say shorten the description to one sentence. Alright, so this is much better. Next, I want an image for the background. So I'm going to say create an era image that reflects lawn care services. Make the dimensions roughly 1920 by 960. And I'm going to hit submit. And here we have a professional image, and I absolutely love this. Now, it may not be super realistic. It may actually look sort of like a cartoon image, but I think it can work. I honestly think it can work. So I'm going to download this, and then I'm also going to use this on the website. So let's go ahead and download. Alright, so now that I've generated a few things for the website, I'm going to go back to the homepage and I'm going to click on Edit with Elementor. So let's just right click and open this page up. And now we're going to start filling in some information. So of course we have a background image. So I'm going to click on Edit section here. And then I'm going to go to Style. Then I'm going to click on the image here. Click on Upload Files. Then I'm going to select the file from my PC. Alright, so we have that image in place. Now I'm going to click on Select. And here you can see the image already makes the website look completely different. So now I'm going to start swapping out some other information. So I'm going to change the years of experience. Let's say it's 8+ years of experience. I'm going to change the title to what we had generated earlier. So I'm going to go to Chat-GPT and I'm going to scroll up. Let's get rid of this. And let's see. Here is the header. So I'm just going to copy this here. And I'm going to paste it in the box. Let's actually get rid of this section. Right, next I'm going to take the description and I'm going to pop that description in. Now this description looks a little bit small, so let's go to the Style tab and let's increase it a bit. So I'm going to go to typography and I'm just going to change the size just a tad bit. This text here also looks a little bit stacked, so I would rather the text stretch across the screen a bit more. So I'm going to open back the panel and I'm going to go to Advanced and change this value to 40. So now you can see that it kind of stretches across the screen a bit more. I also want to increase the font size of this here. So I'm going to click on the pencil icon and I'm going to click on Style, Typography, and let's go ahead and increase this just a bit. And there we go. Next, we're going to reduce some of the spacing that's here. So let's click on the pencil icon and click on Advanced. And let's change the bottom padding to 0. So we get rid of some of that spacing. Next, you'll see that there is a number here, which you can also easily change by clicking on the pencil icon and then swapping out the information here. So we can delete this information here and we can put in whichever number we'd like. Alright, the colors that are shown here and here, I'm about to show you how you can change that, but there's a nice little feature that I really want to show you with ChatGPT. So if we scroll down here, we'll see that there's a section for additional content and there is some animated numbers. Now, if you're working on this website for your business, then you can easily click on the pencil icon and you're able to change out all the information. But for the purpose of our fictitious lawn care service business, I'm going to show you how I can use ChatGPT to help me come up with some ideas for content and also some ideas for these animated numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a screenshot of this page. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop over to ChatGPT and I'm going to click on the attachment file here and I'm going to search for the screenshot that I just saved. Alright, now that I have that in place, I'm going to tell ChatGPT to go ahead and help me come up with content for this area. So I'm going to use this prompt. So it just says, help me to replace the content shown here so that the info reflects my business. We have been in business for 8+ years. And I'm going to submit that message. So what ChatGPT has done is basically analyze the image and come up with a header and a description, which I can then use on the website. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this here. And I'm going to go back and let's pop this in. And then let's go ahead and copy this short description. And I'm going to replace the information that's here. I'm also going to increase the size of this information a bit. So let's click on Style, Typography, and let's increase the size. And let's see, did they give us a call to action? They did. So let's copy this, which says discover our services. And let's then replace this information here. So we go to content and we're going to replace it at the text section. Let's also increase this a bit. So we're going to increase the font size just a tad bit. And I think this may be a little bit too big. So let's reduce that. Next, we see that they've helped us with the statistics. So we have 8+ years of green excellence. So let's copy this here. And I'm going to click on the edit button. Then I'm going to change the title. Next, I'm going to copy the second one. Click on the pencil icon. This is actually 350. And the title is Pristine Lawns. Next, we have 15+ lawn care experts. So we're going to copy this. And we're going to click on the pencil. So we're going to put this as 15. And the suffix is plus. And then we're going to put in the title. And finally, this just says eco-friendly practices. So I just want something with a number. So give me something else for the fourth statistic. Okay, and here we can see something else. So let's use 100% customer satisfaction. So copy this. And we're going to click on this here. We're going to change this to 100. Finally, we're going to change the title to customer satisfaction. So here you can see we have used ChatGPT to analyze a section of the web page and then basically help us to come up with content. Now, again, if this is your website, then you'd fill in all this information yourself. But even if you are working on your website, you can always put the text that you have for your business and have ChatGPT help you come up with an amazing description and give you some ideas for some statistics which you can use on the right hand side as well. So next, we're going to start filling in the content for the rest of the page. So the process is pretty much the same to edit any information on the page. You just find the section you want to edit and click on the pencil icon. And here you can change the text. Similarly for the actual content and service, for example, access solutions, you just click on the pencil icon and here you can change the image, you can change the title, and you can change the description. As you scroll down on the page further, the same applies down here as well. You can easily change the content just by clicking on any of the sections and editing them. So to save time and to not let you get bored in this tutorial, I've actually gone ahead and made ChatGPT help me out a bit with some of the services and descriptions. I'm going to put a link to all this information in the description box below, so you'll have exactly the scripts that I use and also the content if you're following along in this tutorial. As I scroll down below, you'll see that I also started to generate some images for the services. So for example, this one is related to lawn maintenance, and this is the prompt that I used to generate that. So let me go ahead and show you exactly what that looks like. So I just put a prompt here, and I'll just change this to the service that I want to generate an image for. Let's submit this. And we're going to see what ChatGPT generates. And here's the image that ChatGPT generated, and it also gave a description of why it thinks this image is the perfect image for the service. So what I would do now is I would basically just click download. So I have this image downloaded to my PC, and then I'd go back over to the editor, and as you can see, I was working on 3 of the services before, and so I now want to change this one here. So to change the image, I would just click on the image icon here, click on choose image, and then I would upload the file to my computer. So let's go ahead and do that. And here's the image in place. Next, I'm just going to click on select, and as you can see, the image is now here. So I've also changed out the heading for each of these, and I've also changed out the text for each of these. So I'm going to now go ahead and change these images. And of course, this is what it looks like once I've done that. So I basically went back to ChatGPT, used the same prompt, and had it generate 2 additional images. Now, the good thing is that if it generates an image that you don't like, you can always go back and tell it exactly what to change. So for example, it had created this image here, and it wasn't as vibrant as the other pictures. So I went again and told it to generate something that had more green and that sort of looked like the previous images. And in this case, this is what it generated here. So that's pretty awesome, I would say. So next, as we scroll down on the page, now that we've fixed up the top section here, we'll see that this section needs to be edited. So earlier, I had actually gone ahead and uploaded a screenshot to ChatGPT, which is shown here. And I basically said, help me with the content for this section. Now, again, if you have your own content, then you would pretty much put it in here. And in fact, if you're using this to generate the content for your website, you'll definitely want to double check it and probably edit it a bit just so it's not exact. But in this demonstration, I'm just going to copy all this information here. So it basically gave me a title for this section here, and it gave me the different points that I can highlight. So it's actually using these icons, and it's generating headings and descriptions based on each of these. So my next task now is to just go ahead and copy each, and I'm just going to quickly show you what I would do. So let's copy this text here for the header title, and we're going to replace this here. Next, we're going to copy this, and I'm going to replace this text. So I click the pencil icon and I change the title. And then next, I'm going to copy the first one. So the first point is perfection anytime. So let's keep that as is. You can see that title is in place already. So let's go ahead and copy this. And let's go ahead and change this description. So essentially, it pretty much kept the titles and then it changed the descriptions. But if you want, you could always come up with your own titles. So then that would replace the information here. So I've put this in place now, and I'm just going to quickly adjust all of these here. And now I have all the descriptions in. And so next, I'll probably want to change this background here. So if you click on the edit section option here and you go to style, you'll see that there is an image that's applied. Now this isn't necessarily related to what we want to have on the website. So I'm going to go back and I am going to say generate a hero image for my lawn care business. And here's the professional image. So I'm going to now download this image here. And now I'm basically going to go ahead and upload this image to the website. So let's click on upload files, select files. And I'm going to select the image from my computer. So let's go ahead, and I'm now going to click on select. So now you can see that our image fits perfectly into place and it reflects the service of the website. Now there are some other features that you can change here. For example, the background overlay. This is the sort of black that you see overlaid on the background. You can actually change the opacity of this. So you can always make this lighter if it's too dark, or you could increase it a bit. So let's go with that, and I think this looks cool. Next, you have the shape divider, and all these options are available on the style. So I've edited the section up top and I'm under the style tab. Now there's some options here as well. So for example, if we kind of wanted to show some mountains, you can see we can change the look of this here. We can also change it to a tilt, which is that nice effect. And of course, we can also control the height of that. And there's also other options. So we could flip it, and we could mess around with some colors if we want. For now, I'm just going to keep this at the white that it's at, and I'm going to then move on to the next section. So as we scroll down below, we'll see that there is an option for testimonials. Now, of course, for your business, it's definitely advisable that you use actual testimonials for your customers. However, ChatGPT can actually help with testimonials as well. Now, I don't typically recommend this, but it's nice to know that if you want some testimonials on your website, then you can also use ChatGPT to generate it. So if I go here and I go to the message section and I type in, help me generate some testimonials for my lawn care business. Here you can pretty much see some awesome testimonials which we can then use on the website. So this one is from James T, and it actually uses a neighborhood. We have Ethan, we have Sophia, we have Derek, and we have Rachel. So then you could copy these testimonials here, and you could edit each of these to put them in. So again, to edit the testimonial, the same process applies. You would click on the pencil icon, and then you would see the option to edit a testimonial. So we could put in some text there, and then we'd have the ability to also change the image. So if you have the image of the person that left the testimonial, then you could upload it to the website and have that reflected. Of course, this is fictitious testimonials. So again, if you have some from your own clients, then you could always put them on the website just by easily editing it. And you'll see that there's an option to also add the name and the title of the person leaving the testimonial as well. Next, as we scroll down on the page, you'll see that there's an option for request info. Now this is kind of like a contact form, so we could change it to reflect that information. So let's go ahead and say contact us, or rather let's use the words reach out. Now this is a little introduction to the form on the right. So I'm going to have ChatGPT help me generate some text. So let's say write a quick intro for contact form which can be found on the front page of my website. So here's the text that was generated, and so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and copy the heading, and let's replace this here. And then I'm going to copy the introduction, and let's replace that here. Now you'll definitely want to review this. So for example, it does say fill out the form below. However, our form is on the right, so we'll change that to say fill out the form on the right. We can always change this text if we'd like, or we can simply remove it. So let's go ahead and right click, and we're going to click on delete, and we're going to do the same for this here, delete. And that's good. All right, we're getting somewhere here. So next, the form on the right, if we click on the pencil icon, we can see that this form is coming from WPForms. Now, this is a plugin that was added once we had installed the template when we were setting things up initially. So it's a part of the install process, and it was automatically added to the site at that point. So in order to customize this form, we would need to go to the dashboard. So first, I'm just going to click update here so that all changes we've made so far is now on the website. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to another tab. All right, and I'm going to go to the dashboard. So you can always access the dashboard again by going to letscreateasite.com/wp-admin. Now, once I'm here, I'm looking on the left column for the plugin called WPForms, and I'm going to click on all forms. Now I'm going to select the get a quote form, and that's the form that's on the web page itself, and I'm going to click edit. So here's the form. You can see all the fields that are there. So name, email, company, and message, which is the same fields that you currently see on the website. Now it's easy to customize a field, and you can also add additional fields just by dragging and dropping them on the right hand side. Once you click on an element, you'll see that there's an option to change up the label. You can also change the format. So if you want to display the first and last name, you can do that as well. I'm going to leave this back at simple. And if I go to the settings, you'll see that there's an option to add some notification settings. So where should this form go once it's submitted? You can put in an email address here, and you can also change other things such as the subject line and the from name. So that's really cool. Confirmations here, you can also change this. So what message should be displayed once someone fills out the form? That's what you would be able to change here. Once you're finished with all changes, you can then go ahead and click save. All right, so I'm going to hit save here. And that's good, and that's connected, and we've already updated this page. So let's just take a look at the overall website. So I'm just going to go to letscreateasite.com, and here you can see we have a number of different things being reflected. Here's that effect that we had put in earlier, and all the content is up and ready to go. So next on the list, there's a few things that we want to change. First of all, we want to change out this logo here to the one that we had generated earlier. We may also want to change the color scheme. So the red doesn't exactly match with the rest of the website. So that's definitely something that we want to change out as well. And as we scroll down, we'll also want to change the color of the icons. So we'll definitely be editing the global colors to get that done. And then finally, we'll also be changing out the footer for the overall website. So let's get started on that. So we're logged in, of course, to the website, and I'm going to go to this option called Customize. So usually we use the option that says Edit with Elementor, but you'll realize that there's also this option which says Customize. So let's right click and click Open Link in New Tab. I also wanted to point out that you can also get this Customize option by going back to the dashboard. Let me show that real quick. And if you go to Appearance and Customize, this is the same link that I opened up from the home page. All right, so let's close this and let's go to the Customize section. Now here on the left, you'll see that there are a number of different options, and these options customize the active theme. So for example, we can change some of the global settings. So if I click on global, you can see we have the option to change the typography. For example, we can change the overall fonts of the website. We can change the overall headings of the website, and we can also make some customizations to things like the paragraph and the links. So for now, I'm going to leave that as is, but what I do want to change is the colors. So you'll notice that the global color of the website is kind of set to red. We definitely want to change this around. So if I go to ChatGPT real quick, you can see I put in a prompt for ChatGPT to give me some colors that would be perfect for my lawn care website. In this case, it has provided quite a few options, and so I'm just going to try one or two of these and see if one fits. So let's go with the first one here, and I'm under customize, and I'm going to just click this color one here, and I'm going to try and change this color. So here we can see that this color has changed and this color has changed as well, and I already think that this really matches the website, so I may end up using this color. Let's go ahead and try number 2 that was generated. So I'm just going to click on color 1 again, and I'm going to change it to this color. And this one is more dark, and I think this one works as well. So there are a number of options, and this is what ChatGPT actually thinks would match my website based on the type of site that I'm building. So this is amazing to see. I think I'm going to go with the first one, so I'm just going to set that back. Of course, you can see that there are different options as well. Color 2 is also red, however, I'm not seeing that particular color on the site. So instead, I'm just going to change this to the second green option that I got, just in case it's used somewhere else on the site. And I definitely don't want to see that red. So I'm going to ensure that there's a green color throughout the website. All right, now that I've made those color changes, I'm going to click on publish just to make sure that the change is live. And you'll see on the left that there is so much you can do. For example, you can change the background color of the site as well. So let's say I wanted that to be blue. Of course, I don't, but let's see if any change is reflected. I'm not seeing a change for this just yet. Maybe it's somewhere else on the site. I'm not seeing this reflected, but usually the background color would reflect in these white areas that you're seeing on the site, but it's not in this case. I'm okay with it being white, so that doesn't really matter to me much. So I'm just going to leave it at white, and I'm just going to click on publish. The main point I'm trying to make is that all this information, all these colors can easily be changed without having to write a single line of code. So I'm going to go back again, and I'm going to see different options here on the left again. So for example, buttons, we can change the color or the text of the buttons here. And I'm okay with it as is, so I'm going to leave it. But we can also change the padding. So let's say we wanted the top padding to be 20 pixels. You can see that the padding space increased for this particular button, but I'm going to put it back at the default, which is 14. So that's good. And you can see there's some accessibility options here. So that's something that you can check out as well. For now, I'm just going to leave everything else as is. I have everything that I need to change on the home page changed. So again, I'm just going to click publish, and that's good to go. The next thing I want to touch on is the header of the website. So currently you're seeing this logo with the red. I actually want to change that to the logo that we had created earlier in the tutorial. So I'm going to go to the header builder here, and I'm going to click on site title and logo, and then I'm going to click on select logo. And here is the logo which I had created earlier and uploaded to the website. So I'm going to select it here, and I'm going to click on select. Let's click on skip cropping. And here you can see the logo in place. Now you may be thinking the same thing as me. This logo actually has a background. So earlier I had told ChatGPT to give me a fully transparent logo with no background. However, here I'm seeing a background, so we may need to remove this background here. So there is free tools online that you can use to actually remove backgrounds from logos. This is one of the websites I came across, remove.bg, and basically it allows you to upload an image to the website and you're then able to remove the background. So it mentions here that this website is 100% free. So this is an option if you need to remove a background from an image. In my case, I'm actually going to use Canva. I have a pro account with Canva and I use it a lot to do these kind of edits, and it just makes editing a lot easier for me. So I'm going to go ahead and create a design 200 by 200 pixels. And here it is. And then basically what I did is I added the logo here, and then I clicked on edit photo and I clicked on background removal. Now this removes the background from the image, which is the same background that you're seeing in the customize section. The only issue is that sometimes it also removes the colors from areas you don't want to have it removed from. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on configure here. And here you can see that the white was removed from Lawn Crafters, and I actually want to keep this white. So I'm going to go ahead and click on restore, and then I'm going to just put back that white. So I'm restoring the colors here. So let's ensure that I get all the areas. Right, and then I just want to touch up the overall logo because some of the colors may have been removed from this logo as well. So alright, so I've restored all the colors to the areas that I want on this particular logo. Now I'm just going to give it a name. And to make the changes live, I'm just going to click on the back button here, and this will update the logo. Then finally, I'm going to click on share, download. I'm going to ensure that it's selected as PNG. Then I'm going to select transparent background and I'm going to click on download. All right, so I've downloaded the logo to my PC, and so I'm going to go to customize. I'm going to click on the logo option here. Then I'm going to click upload files, select files, and then I'm going to select the logo. All right, then I'm going to click on select and skip cropping. And here you can see we now have the professional logo in place with the colors, and we don't have that white background that was there before. Now there's also an option here to edit the logo width. So if you play with this, you can see you can make the logo larger or smaller depending on your preference. So all that's good. And to make these changes live now, I'm just going to click on publish. And then we're going to open a new tab and just look at the website again. So here's the logo now in place. And of course I could make it a little bit wider. So I'm going to change the logo width just a little bit and publish. And let's update here. And there we go. So we have a professional looking website so far, and there are a few other things I want to change. So let's say, for example, you wanted to change the have any questions section on the right. I'm just going to go to customize here, and let's see if I see that option. So let's go back. And here you see something called HTML1. I think this may be the option to make that change. Let's go to the editor. And if I highlight, you can kind of see the text here. So let's click on text so that we can see the actual code. Now don't mind all of this mumbo jumbo that you're seeing here. You don't have to pay this much attention. You can look specifically for the text you want to change. In this case, the one that says have any questions, you may want to change that to something else. So let's add concerns / questions. So we've made that change, and then here you can actually change the phone number as well. So this demo number that I'm using, I'm going to put it back here. So let's remove what's there and let's put the same number that I have. So and I think I accidentally deleted this here. So now we have that same number as we do here. I actually have an extra 0, so let's remove that. And then I'm going to click publish. Now let's go back to the site and refresh again. And here you can see that we also have this text in place. Next on the list, I'm going to take a look at the footer. So down below, we have the footer, and we have a number of different things that we can change. So first of all, we have a logo which we can swap out. We have a description, we have some social media icons, and then we have all these columns here. So I'm going to go back to the customize section again, and let's go back. And this time, so we're just going back to the main screen here, and this time we're going to look for the footer builder. So this footer builder here controls the bottom section. So you can see we have the copyright, we have 2 HTML sections or elements, and we also have 3 widgets and some social media icons. Now to edit any of the sections on the right, we can just explore the elements on the left. So for example, if you wanted to edit the copyright, which is found at the bottom of the website, we could click on copyright here, and here you can see the exact text that's displayed on the website. Now if I go back and I click on HTML1, you'll see that we see the exact text which corresponds to here. So let's go ahead and delete this logo, and I'm going to click add media, and I'm going to select the logo that we had created. So now we have that logo in place, and then I'm going to delete the text that's here. Alright, so that looks great. We also have the option to edit a section by clicking on the pencil icon on the right. So let's click here to then edit the social media icons. And here you can see you have the option to add a social media icon, or you could also delete a social media icon, which is cool. We also can change the alignment. So let's go ahead and center this. And it doesn't look as professional here, so I'm going to put this back to the left. Alright, so next we see we have some different options here. For example, we have a services footer section, we have a company footer section, and we have an address footer section. So again, the process is simple to edit these. Let's go ahead and click on edit for the services. And here you can see the exact menu is displayed here. So we can always change this if we'd like. I think we created some services up top. So like lawn maintenance, fertilization programs, and weed control. We can also set the links here for those. So let's do one as an example. Let's do lawn maintenance. And of course, once we create a page for this service, then we could come back and actually put in the link itself for this. So the same would also apply for the company section and also for the address section. Let's go ahead and click edit for the address. And here you can see the option to completely edit the address. So you could put in your street address, you could put in the state, you could put in the email, and finally you could put in the phone number. So for now, I'm just going to leave this as is, but you know how to change it yourself. I'm going to click on publish here, and then I'm going to refresh the website. So here we now have the updated footer, and we see the lawn maintenance which we had put in as well. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to edit the services page. So let's go over to the services section, and here you can see we have a nice beautiful header here, and then we have a few features, and then we also have a breakdown of each of the services. So the services page is basically an expansion of what is displayed on the home page. So we're going to scroll up and we're going to click on edit with Elementor. In my case, I'm going to right click and click on open link in new tab. And I'm also going to open the home page in a new tab, just because I want to be able to reference what's on the current home page. So we have the home page here, and we have the edited services page, which we're going to change around. Now, a few things I want to change. First, I want to remove this section here. I'm just going to focus on the services. So let's go ahead and delete this section. And as you can see, we have the services pulled up. Next, I am going to pull across a text editor. So I'm going to use this because I want to write a quick introduction to the services that are offered. So let's say we offer a wide range of services. You can find all our services below. All right, that looks great. Let's click on style and we're going to let this be a little bit bigger. And that looks great. Next, I'm going to start changing out the services. Now, you'll remember that we had created each of the services before. And so I'm just going to edit each section here and I'm going to reference the home page. So on the home page, the first service we had is lawn maintenance. So let's go ahead and click on the image here. And let's see what image I was using. All right, so we're going to go with this one. And we're going to select. Then we're going to change the text to lawn maintenance. And in this case, I'm also just going to copy the text that's here. And let's put it in. Now, this is also a great time for you to actually expand on what exactly the service of your business entails. So I'm going to continue scrolling down on the page and we're just going to quickly update these. So let's go ahead and do that. So the second service was, let's get that, fertilization programs. So I'm going to copy this here and I'm going to put in the text. Let's also copy the description and then we're going to change out the image. So I believe we were using this image. So I'm just going to select. And there we go. And then we're going to do the third service, which was weed control. So again, we just edit. We put in the title. And we're going to grab the additional text. And let's see this image. So we're going to put in this text here. And there we go. That's looking great. The next service is lawn aeration. So let's go again. And this is excellent practice if you're building a website for the first time. You're really getting to know WordPress and getting familiar with all the tools that you can use to build an amazing website. So there are just two more services to copy across. So I'm going to quickly do that now. Let's go ahead and do that. And that's it for the services. Now, you may have a case where you need to duplicate a service. So let's say your particular business has 7 services and not 6. It's easy to duplicate one of these sections here. So if you notice the pattern that we have here, we have image on the left, then we have image on the right. We have image on the left, then we have image on the right. And it follows this pattern going down on the website. Now, let's say we wanted to add another service on the services page. What we would do is duplicate this one here. So you'll notice that we have left, right, and then the next in the sequence would be image on the left. So to do that, we're just going to click on this entire section here, and then we're going to right click and click on duplicate. So here now we have 2 different image boxes which has the image on the left, and so I'm just going to then left click and drag this image box below. So now we have left, right, left. So then you can change this image to any service that you want. You can change the title and you can change the description to create something amazing. For now, I'm just going to delete this again. So I right click and I click delete. Next, as we approach this section, you'll see that the process is the same. We can change the background image, we can change the text, and we can change the link to the button just by clicking on the pencil icon and interacting with what we need to switch around. In this case, I'm just going to click on delete since I won't need this section, and I'm also going to click on delete here again since I won't need this section. As I scroll up back on the page, the last thing that I want to do is swap out the image for the background of the services page. To do that, I'm just going to click on the edit option here. Then I'm going to go to style, and then you'll see the option to change the image. Now, I could always go back to ChatGPT and have it create an image, but because I have a few images here, I'm just going to use one that was created before. So let's go ahead and select this image, and then I'm going to click on select. So here you can see the image is in place. Of course, it doesn't look perfect. There are a few things that's wrong with this image. For example, the sun is a little bit too bright, so it's hard to see the text, and also this image isn't properly showing the way that we would expect or the way that we would want. So we're going to fix those two things. So to fix the issue with the sun first, what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down where it says style, and we're going to go to background overlay, and then we're going to click on classic, and we're going to set a background. So let's set a dark background here. Now you can actually see it a little bit better. And then by controlling the opacity, we can actually control how much of that sun we're seeing. So it kind of adds a dark overlay background, and this really helps to ensure that the text stands out on the screen. So this looks good because I can see services a lot better. Now to solve the other issue that we were having where the image just doesn't look right, we can actually go to background, and we can go to display size, and we can change default to cover. And now that we've changed it to cover, we see the image a little bit better. We can also go to position, and we can change that to center. And now we can see that fixes all the issues. So the two things that we've done, we've changed the display size to ensure that the image covers the entire area that it's in. And we've also changed the position to center, which kind of aligns the picture more in the container that it's in. So this looks amazing. And once more, to save all the changes we've made so far, we're just going to click on update. Now if I go to the services page and I refresh, you can see we have an amazing header, and we also have some amazing services here. Now I'm going to transition over to the about page, and this is the perfect page for you to talk about the business and give a little bit of history. The process of changing any information on the page is the same as you did for services. You would just go to edit with Elementor. So let's go ahead and open that real quick. And here you see we have text, and we also have the option to change some animated numbers. As you scroll down on the page, there's also an image on the left and some text on the right, and there's also a list of items here. Further down, we also see some testimonials, and we can customize this as well. So let's scroll back up to the top, and we're on the edit page. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the background here. So let's go ahead and click on the edit section. Then I'm going to go to style, and then I'm going to click on image, then select the image that was uploaded before. So here we have the image, and of course we have the same issues that we had on the previous page. So what we're going to do is we're then going to go to background overlay, and we're going to click on classic, and let's set a dark background here, and let's mess around with the opacity a bit. Alright, I'm not sure what the exact value is that I had used previously, but you can always use the same value here. For now, I'm just going to use 0.44, and then I'm going to click on background, and I'm going to change the position to center, and I'm going to change the display size to cover. So now we have an amazing background again, and that looks perfect. So then as we scroll down, you have the ability to change this text here just by clicking on the pencil icon, and we can change this to your trusted lawn care provider. We can change the text on the right just by clicking on the edit button and changing the text here. As we scroll down, we can then change this text by editing each of the icons here. So we can change the starting number, and we can change the ending number. We can also change the prefix, the suffix, and we can also include a separator, so that's cool. Further down on the page, you'll see that these options are just as easily editable just by clicking on the image box and swapping out the information here. Similarly, this option which gives you an item list is easy to customize just by clicking on the pencil icon and adding additional items or removing existing items as well. The testimonial we've also gone through before, and that's easy to edit just as you've done on the homepage. And once you are complete with all the edits, you can then click on update. So now this is what the page looks like. You can see all our changes here. Of course, this is the old image, but you would replace this with one of your choosing. So that's good to go. The next page that I'm going to look at is the contact page. Now the contact page has a number of different edits that we may want to make. First of all, the contact and the logo is a little bit too close for comfort, so we'll want to put some space in there. We'll also want to change up this text and ensure that the form is properly configured so that we get all incoming emails. So let's go ahead and click on Edit with Elementor. Now the first thing we're going to want to do is give this a bit of space. So let's go ahead and click on the edit column section here, and we're going to go to Advanced, and we're going to give a top margin of 40 pixels. So let's click on update here and just take a look at what that looks like. So we have a little bit more space here. Let's increase it to about 70 pixels. Let's go ahead and refresh. And here you can see that we have a little bit more space. So that's looking great. Now we're going to change up the text. So let's click on the pencil icon and say, feel free to contact our lawn care experts. And we can then change this text here. So I'm going to pop over to ChatGPT and let's have it generate a message for me. So help me create a contact message for my lawn care website. So let's see what it comes up with. Alright, so this is the final output from ChatGPT. So I'm just going to copy the information and fit it in. So let's go ahead first and replace this section. So we're going to edit and place the text here. And let's make some edits. So we're going to change your business name to the name of the fictitious business we're working on, which is Lawn Crafters. And we're actually going to copy this section, or rather cut this section, and let's actually put it in this second text area here. All right, that's good. Let's then go ahead and increase the font size of this a bit by going to Style, and let's increase this font size. And also let's go here and also increase the font size here as well. So we're going for 18 pixels. And that looks great. Now we'll want to make some edits to the contact form. As you can see, this text here is a bit hard to read. So let's click on the edit icon here. And let's see if we have any options to customize the text. Let's click on display options. Okay, I'm not seeing anything here. Let's click on advanced, and I'm not seeing any option here to customize the text fields. Now we could write what we call custom CSS, but we won't need to. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to put a white background on the form, and that should allow us to see the text a little bit better. So let's go to background. I'm under advanced and I'm going to background, then I'm going to click on classic, and let's change this to a white background. So now the text is a lot better here, and we're then going to go to layout and let's apply about a 20 pixel padding just to give some space in here, and this looks great. Now let's take a look at how everything is looking overall. And this is awesome. So now I'm going to go back here. Of course, we could also apply the background to this section here. Let's take a look at what that would look like. So we're going to go to style and we're going to click on image, and we're going to select the image here. And here you can see our background in place. Now let's go ahead and add an overlay so that we see everything a little bit better. So we're going to go with dark and we're going to use 0.44. And that's looking amazing. Alright, so the final things on the contact page to edit would be the social media icons. So if you have social media for your pages, then you can click on edit and you have the ability to change the link to each of these icons. And of course, you can add additional ones if you want. You can also change the address, the email, and the phone number just by editing each of the sections. And then most importantly, you can embed a Google map of your location. So if I click on this icon here, we can see that once we put in an address here, it should update the map to reflect that actual location. So this is good. So we have a Google map here. We have a contact form here. And we also have some social media icons as well as address, email, and phone number so that persons can actually reach out to us. Once we're finished with all the changes, we're then going to go ahead and click on update. Then I'm going to go back to the website and let's go ahead and refresh. And here's the updated contact page. So we have that amazing background that we put in. We have the text that's reflected and we have the changes reflected in the form. Now this form is also connected by WPForms. And so if you go to the all form section, you'll see the option to edit this form and edit the notification settings for this form as well. The next thing I want to talk about is the mobile responsiveness of the website. So of course, I'm currently viewing the website on desktop, but I'll also want to ensure that the website displays correctly on mobile and tablet mode as well. So I'm going to go up top and I'm going to click on Edit with Elementor. And once here, I'm then going to go to responsive mode. So this is found at the bottom of the element section. And once I click on this, you'll then see a bar at the top of the web page. So you'll notice that there are different modes. For example, I'm currently viewing the site on desktop, but there's also tablet mode and there's also mobile mode as well. So I'm just going to click on tablet and let's take a quick look. And as you can see, the website appears to adjust properly to the tablet mode. Next, I'm going to click on mobile. And here we can see that we may need to make a few adjustments. For example, we may need to put some space in between this icon box, and we may also need to remove this background color on desktop. So let's go ahead and make those adjustments. And to do that, I'm going to click on the pencil icon. Then I'm going to click on advanced and then I'm going to apply a 30 pixels bottom margin. So now you can see that there's some space in between the icon box and the section below. Next, I also want to adjust this background that I'm seeing on this section. Now this background actually works on desktop and it also works on tablet, but for some reason it doesn't work on mobile. Let's take a quick look at removing that on desktop just to show you what happens. I'm going to click on the section and I'm going to go to style. So now you'll see that there is a second color here, but if I remove this color, you'll notice that the website now looks a little bit different. On mobile mode, removing that background color actually works, but on desktop, it doesn't work. So I'm going to put back the color here. And what I'll need to do is I'll need to apply a special class, a CSS class to this column, and that will allow me to remove the color on mobile only. So I'm going to click on the edit column section and I'm going to click on advanced. And I'm going to apply a class called intro. As you can see, I have already written the class here. And then I'm going to go to the back office of the website. So let's go here. I'm then going to go to appearance and customize. And I'm going to go to additional CSS. Then we're going to scroll down and put in this code. So basically this is just saying that all devices 759 pixels wide and below should make this adjustment to the intro class. And I've set the intro class here to background color white. So for all devices 759 pixels and below, it's going to apply this white background. So let's take a quick look at what that looks like. I'm going to click on the mobile version here, and now you can see that the area here is white. So we've gotten rid of the green background on mobile devices. Let's go ahead and click publish so that we make the changes live on the site. Then I'm going to go back here and again click edit with Elementor. Then I'm going to click on responsive mode and I'm going to click on mobile portrait. And here again, you can see that the green is now gone. If I go to the desktop version, we can still see the green here, and we also still see it on the tablet mode. But as soon as we go to mobile, it now disappears. As you scroll down further on the page, there's other changes that you may want to make. For example, if I click on this column here, I may want to add an additional padding to the left and the right. So let's go ahead and click advanced. And I'm going to apply a left of 20 pixels and a right of 20 pixels, just so that we have things looking a little bit more uniform. Next, you'll just want to scroll down on the page and make any edits you think are necessary. For example, you'll notice that the text here is a little bit smaller than the text up top. So you may want to edit the text a bit. So I'm going to click on the pencil icon and I'm going to go to style. And here you see we have the option to change the image and also the content. So let's click on content, and on the title, I'm going to click on typography and I'm going to adjust the font size a bit. Then I'm going to go to the description and I'm also going to edit this description text size a bit. Alright, great. Now here's a little trick that you can also use when editing the responsiveness of your website. So you've noticed that I've changed the title text size and I've also changed the description text size. However, you'll notice that this element here actually has the original font size. So it has the original font size for the heading and it also has the original font size for the description. Here's one cool trick that you can use to ensure that everything is consistent. So I've edited the font size here. I'm just going to go ahead and right click, then click copy. And as I scroll down on the page, I can right click each of the other elements and click paste style. So now you'll see that this element takes the same style as the top element. So I'm just going to scroll down a bit more and I'm going to paste the style here. I'm also going to paste the style here and I'm going to paste the style here and here. Next, we'll continue scrolling down, and here on mobile, you can also see that we may need a little bit more space in here. So I'm going to click on edit section and I'm going to go under advanced and let's increase the padding a bit. So I'm going to put about 130 pixels. And here you can see we have a little bit more space. You may also notice that the color of the icons are green, and so that doesn't blend as well with the background. So we may want to change that. So I'm going to click on the edit icon box option here. I'm going to go under style and icon. And then here I can change the overall color of the icon. So let's go with white. Then I'm going to right click and click on copy. And I'm just going to paste the style going down. So now we have the same uniform look throughout the website, and that looks great. So overall, the purpose of going responsive on your website is just to ensure that everything looks great on mobile and tablet, just as it does on desktop. And you'll want to ensure that you do this as well for all the pages on your website. Once you're happy with all the changes, you're then going to go ahead and click update, and this will make the changes live on the website. So let's go ahead and refresh. Of course, you won't see the changes directly here sometimes, just because we are viewing the website on desktop, but you pretty much get the idea. So we've come a long way with this tutorial, but before we are finished, there's just a few more things that I want to show as well. So first, I'm going to show you how you can add another page to this website and add it to the navigational menu up top. Then I also want to show you how you can go about customizing the titles of your web page. So we'll install a plugin and just set up some titles, and this will be important for search engine optimization purposes. So let's dive in. So I'm going to go to the dashboard. So I'm going to my WordPress and dashboard. And once here, I'm going to go to pages and all pages. So here you can see all the pages on the website, and there is an option up top to add a new page. Now this will allow you to create a new page on the website. However, it may not have the same layout as the rest of the pages, just because you may have to take some extra steps to get it just right. So what I love to do instead is to duplicate an existing page, and that makes the process of editing the page much easier. So I'm going to show you what I mean. So I'm going to go to plugins and add new, and I'm going to search for the plugin called duplicate page. Alright, so here we have this plugin duplicate page, and this has over 3+ million active installations. So I'm going to go ahead and click on install now and activate. Alright, so the plugin is activated on the website, and so now I'm going to go to pages, all pages, and I'm going to now see an option to duplicate the services page. You can also duplicate the contact page, or you can duplicate the about page. For the purpose of this example, I'm going to duplicate the services page, and we're then going to give it another name. So this page, which says draft, is the duplicated page. I'm just going to click on quick edit, and I'm going to give the title of this page gallery. Let's also set the slug to gallery as well. Then I'm going to click on update. Alright, so now we have a duplicated page, which is now going to be our gallery page. Next, I'm just going to click on edit with Elementor. And then this is our gallery page. Now you do see that it says services, and that's because we duplicated the page. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change the title here. So let's click on the edit option, and let's change this to gallery. And then next we can start customizing this page out to be our gallery. So remember earlier we had talked about being able to delete or duplicate things on the website. I'm just going to delete everything that's here. So let's go ahead and delete this section. And so we basically have a completely blank canvas. We can also change the picture up top if we want, but for now I'm just going to click on add new container, and I'm going to select this option. Then next I'm going to go to this section here so that I can see all the elements, and I'm going to search for the gallery option. So we're going to use the basic gallery because that's free with the Elementor version that we're using. And then I'm going to add some images. So let's click on add images, and we're just going to select some from our gallery. Of course, you can also upload additional images if you want, but for now I'm just selecting ones from my media library, and I'm going to click on create a new gallery and insert gallery. Of course, we also have the option to make some edits to this gallery. So for example, we can change the image size, and we can change this to 3 columns. And here we have the gallery going down on the page. You can just mess around with these settings until you find something that matches the layout that you're looking for. For example, when I changed this to medium large and 3 columns, this is what we end up with. So now we have an awesome gallery. It's sometimes best to have images that are the same sizes. That way you have a uniform gallery. But you get the idea here based on what I've done. Now I'm going to go back to the element section, and I'm just going to drag across the text editor, and then I'm going to add some text. So I've just added this quick text here, and then I'm going to change the style, and let's increase the size a bit. Let's also give some margin up top. So let's give about 20 pixels margin, And that's great. So now we have a gallery page, which was originally a duplicated page. So once we're happy with everything, we're then going to click on publish, and this makes the page live on the website. Now if I go to the website and I refresh, you'll notice that the gallery isn't shown in the menu at the moment. In order for us to add the gallery to the menu, we're going to go to the dashboard, and we're going to go to appearance and menus. Then we're going to look on the left hand side, and here we can see the gallery. So basically we need to add the gallery to the menu. Up top here you'll see the option to edit the different menus on the website, and here we can see that there is a primary menu already created. So the primary menu is the menu at the top of the website. So let's go ahead and select that option. Next, I'm going to click on gallery, and then I'm going to click on add to menu. Now you'll see the gallery was added on the right hand side, and I can just drag and drop this gallery wherever I want it. So I'm going to drag the gallery to come after the services, and then I'm going to click on save menu. So now let's take a look at the website, and here you can see we now have gallery in the menu. So I'm going to go ahead and click on gallery, and you can see the amazing gallery that we created. Once you click on an image, it will also open a lightbox, and so we have this awesome look and this awesome feature on our website. I hope you're loving the tutorial so far. We're almost finished, so stick in there. If you have been loving the tutorials, then I encourage you to subscribe below. I have so much more to share, so much tutorials, so much things to show, and I'm hoping to really grow this community and help you grow in your career or help your business grow as well. So take 2 seconds and hit the subscribe button below. So the final thing I want to cover is how we can change the title of the website. So at the top at the moment, you'll see that it says My WordPress. Now we actually want to change this to a website title that we love. So we're going to go ahead and go to the dashboard, and I'm going to go to settings and general. And here you'll see the option to change the site title and the tagline. So we're going to set the site title to Lawn Crafters, which is the name of our business. And then we're also going to set the tagline. So let's say our tagline is We Craft Perfect Lawns. So then we're going to scroll down and select Save Changes. And now when I visit the website, you'll see that our title was updated, and this is a more friendly, more professional website title. Now what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to go back to the dashboard, and I'm going to go to plugins and add new plugin, and I'm going to search for the plugin called Yoast. Now, Yoast is an SEO plugin which helps you to put titles on your actual web pages as well as descriptions. So it really helps to optimize each of your pages so that they're more search engine friendly. So this Yoast plugin has over 5+ million active installations, and so we're going to go ahead and click install now, and we're going to go ahead and click activate. Alright, so once activated, you'll see that there is a first time configuration step which you can follow, and there is also a Yoast option on the left where you can set up some configuration settings. For now, I'm just going to leave it as is because we just need the basic functionality of Yoast. So I'm going to then go to the homepage of the website, and I'm going to start editing each of the pages. So for example, if we wanted to set the title and description for this page, we would come here and click on edit page. And if you scroll to the bottom of the page, you'll see that we now have this option here on the actual pages. So we can change around the title and we can change around the description. So to help me with this, I'm going to pop over to ChatGPT, And here you see I have an existing prompt, and so I'm basically asking ChatGPT to help me with an SEO friendly title for the homepage and also a description for the homepage. So I'm going to send this prompt here and let's see what ChatGPT comes up with. Alright, so here's the title and description that ChatGPT recommended. This is a little bit too long, I think, so I'm just going to ask it to make something shorter. Alright, so here is our revised title and description. So I'm then going to go ahead and copy this title here. And I'm going to go here and I'm just going to delete everything that's in SEO title. And let's put this in place. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to copy the description. And then I'm going to put the description here. Alright, so this is looking great. Now I'm going to click on update. Now when I visit the homepage of the website, you'll see that the SEO title that we set with Yoast is now displayed at the top. So basically Yoast overrides whatever settings you have in WordPress and it sets the titles of each page independently. So now that we have this in place here and we also have a description which will show up in search engines, we can now move to the next page. So let's say we wanted to do the services page. We'd click on services and then we'd click on edit page. So this page here will bring up our services page and you'll see we have the option to set a SEO title and a meta description again. So we can take this over to ChatGPT as well and we can say help us with a meta title and description for the services page. So here's the title that we got from ChatGPT and we can copy this here. So let's go ahead and delete this title. Then we're going to paste the one from ChatGPT. And of course, we can delete some text if it's too long or change it up how we see fit. So let's do that. Then we're going to go back and copy the description. So let's go ahead and copy. Now we're going to paste. So here you can see our description here, and if this is too long as well, you can delete text as you see fit. And once you're okay with everything, then you can go ahead and click update. So now let's go ahead and view our services page and you can see that our title has changed. So next I would pretty much do the same for the gallery, the about page and the contact page as well, just so that we have SEO friendly titles right across the website. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then I do encourage you to subscribe. Now that you have a website, it's time to do something else with it. And in the video shown on the screen, I'm going to show you how to build an email list. You'll definitely want to check out that video. So go ahead and click, and I'll see you in that video.